Nator Shil Yachad Nuwabakedi Waloi Ma'urwo, the pledge of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. Ama Kakdemu Sefunut Hade Gedash Manuf, as I stand beneath our sacred and holy flag. Kanderu Ruki Maul Te Kehikano, Ama Kashgeru Zitaur, I vow to be loyal, obedient as I watch it fly. Ru Ganunwu Shil Manut Naonut, Faref Nawus Weloinut, to the laws of our Constitution that govern our nation. Ru Hare Sabu Kahmelu Tubusumhem, to this cause I hold my head up high. Akara Garur Kanteru Ruharus Hade Tahum, with pride I pledge to protect and defend. Kalu Akara Hare Walao Weloi, Kalu Hanuf Hade Samur, all within this great nation, both family and friend. Ru Yankud Faref Karetkut Mu Adorhut Hagoyu, to ensure all has their equal rights. Ruhare Sabu Kazur Gedu Atnachum, to this cause I will lay down my very life. Ama Kapdemu Tachuth Haresan Un Hade Gedash Danun, as I stand beneath this sacred and holy seal. Kanderu Nafusum Mewa Chelas Hade Kazut Menu Tiat Mewikanu Akara Khera, I vow myself loyal, sincere, and vow integrity with zeal.
So sitting next to you, or sitting behind you or front, so sitting next to you, you might be sitting next to a black devil.
It states in Psalms chapter 82 verse 6, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with a message for the children of the Elohim. I walked a long journey on the short path where after this non-mind, this mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you. Not a preacher, the Anunnaki created this creature, fully packed with features. Nuwabu knocking off leeches. Peace to Malachi, Ziyor, Noble Jew Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, respect and pay homage from the Nuwabian tribe. We hope to see you. We still kicking the flows. All the girls know. Just list the show so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. Exile whoever was chosen by deception to sell out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half-stepping to a greater direction.
All right, Right Knowledge Radio. This is your host, Mudhuta Herokayu, and thank you for being here with us today. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So, this is episode 39. Episode 39, I just wanted to talk about this because there was an update today, and I actually forgot to give the date. The Nuwabic time is year 82, the month of Satukh, which is the 10th month, I believe. Let me check that out. I don't want to give y'all no bad information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It is the 11th month. Nebthet was the 10th month, and that's our middle month. If you look at our calendar, all the dots are in yellow. And check that out at UNNM.net. So, back to our regularly scheduled program, and the Gregorian date is, I forget what the Gregorian date is. Oh, it's March 11th, 2023, Saturday. And it is the second day of month 11, which is the month of Satukh, which would be the day of Antum, right? If you don't know who Antum is, read the tablets. Definitely read the tablets. Okay, so now our subject. I want to play a video on the WU-SABAT channel by Victoria Broussard, right? Now, after she talks, I'm gonna give a commentary, just my thoughts, my opinions on what she's saying, right? We want to see where her heart is coming from, right? We definitely want to get that, and we don't want to have to sound the alarm or the horn on her. Okay, so let's proceed to playing this video. All right, let's hit the play button.
And greetings, Yassar. This is attorney Victoria Broussard. I represent Malachi York, and I've represented him since March of 2020. I've represented him in a number of matters since that time. I've represented him in the Georgia District in some post-judgment matters from the sentencing court. I've represented him in the District of Colorado in litigation against the BOP. And I also currently represent him in a clemency application that was filed in the summer of 2016, and that is still pending. That clemency application was filed during the Obama administration, and there was no disposition made on it at that time, which means that the clemency falls into the hands of the next president. I need to represent him again in the same type of litigation, meaning litigation against the BOP. This would be litigation for his constitutional violations of his right to freedom of religion, which is basically his right to serve in the capacity that he wishes as an animist. I need to represent him as it relates to them constitutionally violating his right to freedom of association, which has to do with his ability to have social visits, as well as to have general correspondence with the people in the public. And then lastly, I need to represent him concerning constitutional violations of his right to counsel, meaning his right to access the courts and to have unfettered communication with his attorneys. As you can very well imagine, this is a huge undertaking to sue the federal government. I'm honored to have the opportunity to do so on his behalf and to try to make things better for him. That is always my objective. As many of you may have seen, I recently became licensed in the state of North Carolina. North Carolina has great facilities, and so as always, we're interested in making certain that Dr. York is comfortable and that we are consistently pursuing areas of freedom for him, which I've also done in the past years by working closely with the Liberian fight to obtain documentation and to know exactly what happened and what is happening in Liberia with regard to any other remedies that could free Dr. York. Because his incarceration is an atrocity and it is a stain on the United States government, which is why we seek fervently for his incarceration to end by way of the clemency and by any other means that are available to us legally. I appreciate all of you. I thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I wish you a successful, prosperous, and healthy 2020. Wadu.
All right. So everybody heard that. Everybody heard that, right? That was Victoria Broussard, who I guess again is on Dr. York's case. I know she was pulled off before, and now she's back on. So I don't really know what's happening with that. But now they did put out another video of Attorney Tucker, talking in Africa, which was I have no interest in that. You know what I mean? I have no interest in that. So let's talk about Victoria Broussard and what she says. She says that she wants to see Dr. York comfortable. I guess they're going to sue the federal government, which I'm happy to hear. You know what I mean? Because the federal government does need to be sued to get Dr. York free. That's the founder of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. I don't know about the Sabian stuff, but I just know he's the founder of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors, which is a real nation, right? We have our own constitution under our name, the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors, the one that's only legally valid internationally. So she also talked about, let me get my memory here. She also talked about her being just now getting licensed in the state of North Carolina. She made it seem like she just got it, which is a lie, right? She's had her license. There was a video with her and her ex-husband, Mario Jessup, on YouTube that she got her license in actually 2016. I could be wrong. It's either 2015, 16, or 17 when she had blonde hair, right? And she was in a courthouse, in the court in North Carolina. I know it because I seen it with my own eyes. And then she's onto the judicial body, right? She was onto the state judicial body of North Carolina. So that's deception, right? And these people practice deception, especially her ex-husband, Mario Jessup, who is a black devil. I've dealt with him and brother, I don't know, I'm not going to call him Abdul Qudus because there's nothing holy about him. Maybe Abdul Shaitan. Okay, we'll come up with a new name. Abdul Shaitan, right? Abdul Shaitan. Oh, Abdul al-Shaitan. Yeah, that's his name. I like that name better for him because that's his attribute. Deception and jealousy, apparently. So the video, though, I do hear that she's going to sue, or her team is going to sue the federal government. I would have to see some paperwork because these people have no credibility with me. The Afarut, Murhuta Herukayu. They have no credit with me. They're a failure. I look at them as just old Negroes who are failures. That's how I look at them. I mean, because I'm like, dang, he got arrested May 8th of 2002, and now today is March 11th, 2023, and he's still in there? Come on now. And I think the master teacher might have put the wrong people in charge while he was incarcerated. His own blood is doing this to him. They're keeping him in there. So, heard the video on the Pamus Batu channel with Taba Jet and her lawyer talking to Dr. York, and they're saying, oh, there's some kind of prison transfer going on, right, between Liberia and America. And Taba Jet's lawyer, well, the lawyer she got for Dr. York said, well, have you had a transfer meeting, not meeting, but a hearing in front of a judge? Dr. York was like, no, they're handling that. So he's under the impression that they're handling that, and they just lied to him. There's no hearing. He's still in there. Master teacher probably frustrated in there. You try to depend on people. You took care of people for such a long time, not only financially, physically, and spiritually, and they turn around and do this to you. That's really, it can be heartbreaking if one is not spiritually in the right place. That can be heartbreaking, y'all. It's very sad what they're doing with the master teacher. I haven't written any letters because I know they're going to get bounced back. You know what I mean? And, it was, what's the guy's name? Dusa York. That is one of the biggest frauds of them all. Him and his fake paperwork. Not sanctioned by the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. Let me say that again. Not sanctioned by the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors. He's a rogue criminal. And Faisal Campbell says he was molesting children. And Jacob York also molested Faisal Campbell. Right? Those are not accusations. I'm not making it up. This came out of Faisal Campbell's mouth, that his own brother molested him. So, that is what it is, right? So this was just a quick update video. This is Right Knowledge Radio, and when we get news like this, I'm compelled to report it, not only for being the host, but also being the Afarut of the United Nuwabian Nation of Moors and being a gatekeeper as far as what's valid and what's not valid. Now, I got nothing to do with the Sabianism. I don't really know what that is. It seems to be a lot of turmoil over there that I wouldn't want to be part of. A lot of people vying for power, and I just don't have time to really deal with that. You know, we got land out here in Arizona, northern Arizona, about an hour away from Vegas, and so that takes up a lot of my time. Putting out these shows takes up a lot of my time, and we just came out with a music company called Nuwabian Music, which I'm producing, I'm mixing, I'm beat making, I'm arranging, and if there's any other Nuwabians out there who do music, definitely get with me. You could call 928-685-2764. That's a Google Voice number. Or you could email me at mudhutha.herokayu@nuwabumusic.com. Right? I'll put that in the show notes. And actually this, I hate calling it podcast, because, you know, podcast went with the iPod. That's back in like 2004, 2005. So it's a webcast, right? Or web broadcast. A broadcast is just a broadcast over the internet. Anyway, I'm very particular with my words. So I'm actually going to start speaking original English. We'll have a show about this. I'm really big on this community. It's called the English community, and they speak pure English. They're Caucasians. That's cool, you know what I mean, because we speak English. And I think a lot of the reasons why, sorry, I had to cough there. I had to put myself on mute. And I realized why Americans read at such a low level. I think I got it, y'all. Let a brother tell you like this. Let a Moor tell you like this. You know what I'm saying? The reason why we read at such a low level is because we're speaking like 3 languages at the same time. We're spelling our words like French, right, from the Battle of Hastings in 1066 in England. And then a lot of the English people sold out and wanted to be Romans, right? So they started bringing a lot of Roman and Greek into English, and that's why you in the medical field, they use all Greek words, right? Because when they take their oath, their Hippocratic oath, that's why when something new comes out, it's Hipithecus Phophocus or hypopolyethylene. You know, these are foreign words. They're not English words. And when you go to court, right? I know this has nothing to do with the show, right? Give me an applause for that. It has nothing to do with the show, but I'm letting you know about future shows I'm going to have about English. Hopefully I can get some of those guys to come up on here and kind of explain the community, but I'll explain it from my point of view, you know what I mean? But anyway, we're going to shut this show out, right? And let me hear you guys' comments. Let Right Knowledge Radio hear your comments, especially as Moors, whether Moorish Science Temple, Nuwabian Moors, a Maxim Moorish Empire. There's a whole bunch of groups out there. And even us tribal Niji from Turtle Island, you're also a Moor because of your race. When I say Moor, I mean a race of people with many tribes, many nations. I'm talking genetics, which is also a Greek term, right? I don't know what the English term is. That I'll have to turn to the English, or really English dictionary, or Old English dictionary, which is original English, which they would call Anglo-Saxon, to get the word for genetics, because that's a Greek term. Gene, etix or tix suffix. So anyway, I'm a tongue nerd, right? I like languages. Right. So anyway, I'm gonna end the show. I know I'm babbling on. Thank you for tuning in and listening. This is your host, Mudhuta Hedokayu, and I hope everybody a blessed day. Gain knowledge every second of the day that you can, and get out of the devil's domain. Wadu.
So sitting next to you, or sitting behind you or front, so sitting next to you, you might be sitting next to a black devil.
It states in Psalms chapter 82, verse 6, I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
This is the Elder Raziel with a message for the children of the Elohim. I walked a long journey on the short path, grafted as non-mind, as mind expands math itself. Came through with the master teacher. Get wealth from what I have to teach you. Not a preacher, the Anunnaki created this creature, fully packed with features. Nuwabian, knocking off leeches. Peace to Malachi, Ziyor, Noble Jew Ali, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, respect and pay homage from the Nuwabian tribe. We hope to see you. We still kicking the flows. All the girls know. Just list the show so your mind grows toward a genetic explosion. X out whoever was chosen by deception to sell out Negro, the greatest destruction. Without question, knowledge is a weapon. Like Cain, ain't no half stepping to a greater direction.